Hello, Mary. Welcome to the call. I really appreciate that you're going to do this interview with us. I love what you're doing and how you're serving the community with what you're passionate about. I know a lot about you already, but I want the our viewers to learn about what you're doing and what's inspired you and all of that. So, first things first, can you just kind of give us a brief introduction to who you are and what you do?
I definitely will. Thank you very much, Lacey, for inviting me today. I'm Mayor Bryan Stewart, and I am the creator of Paleo Love Company.
Mhm.
We make grain-free, naturally gluten-free, and vegan granola is the main product, in addition to um, various baked goods that are always low in sugar, but still satisfies the sweet tooth.
Mhm. Yeah, I've
They're
tasted
also
them too. They're delicious.
Thank you, thank you. We're going to be introducing some new items this weekend too.
Oh, fun, exciting. Okay, cool. And how did you get into that? How did you get started with this? Starting a granola company is something that's never occurred to me.
Actually, it never occurred to me either. Basically, what I've been saying is when life hands you lemonades, lemons start making lemonade.
Uh-huh.
About 6 years ago, my daughter was diagnosed with various food allergies
Mhm,
and several different autoimmune disorders.
mhm,
And as a result of trying to clean up her diet, we were trying to find things that she could eat that were lower in sugar content, but nutrient dense, full of the good fats, fiber, and protein that our bodies need.
mhm.
So, granted, my daughter was 9 back then, and that's how my granola started. I was just playing around with recipes I saw on the websites
Mhm.
of Google, and I made it and I shared it with the neighborhood, and they're all like, "Oh, you need to sell this. You need it." And I'm like, "Yeah, yeah." And I went from yeah, yeah to, "Oh, that is kind of a cool idea."
Yeah.
And it's gone over really well. People really like it. They come back. I get a lot of positive feedback, and it seems to have fit a nice niche here in Greensboro, Winston-Salem, and High Point. In
Mhm.
addition to the kids really love it too.
Yeah. Yeah, so explain to us a little bit for folks who don't know what paleo means. Can you
Sure.
describe that just, briefly for us? I know it could be pretty extensive, right, what you say, but
In a nutshell, paleo is eating foods that are closer to nature.
Right.
So you want, uh, things that are on, if you go to the grocery store,
Mhm.
go on the outside of the
Yeah.
grocery store. And then, depending on your nutritional needs
Mhm.
or your food allergies, obviously avoid the things that you can't have. Like
Mhm.
some people can't have dairy,
Mhm.
but dairy is allowed
In
um,
paleo, right.
in paleo. Yeah.
Okay.
And some people can't have, let's say, red meat because they've been bit by a tick. Uh,
Right. Mhm.
and you just avoid what you can't have, but just eat things as close to nature and as minimally processed and with 5 or less ingredients if you do buy something that's already
Right.
made for you.
Okay. So what are some simple can you give us some simple, like, snacks that you would just grab from the outer perimeter of the grocery store that you don't even have to make something out of, or it's really a simple thing that you might make?
Um, a lot of times, what we do is we grab fruit and use. It's kind of going slightly into it, but just grab a nut butter that's just
Yeah.
mainly nuts
Okay.
ground up, or nuts and a little bit of an oil, but a good oil like coconut oil or something that's better for the body.
Okay.
Coconut oil, olive oil, those type of things. But generally, if you just grind the nuts up, they'll make their own oil. Another thing would be any type of beef jerky.
Okay.
That's really good.
Okay.
Um, Carrot sticks and hummus is on the outer edge.
Yeah. Okay, those are some great tips. I like it. Um, okay, so who are you looking for to really share your granola with? Do you have sort of an ideal client or group of people that maybe would best benefit from what you offer?
Anybody that needs to support their body with good nutrient dense foods. My ideal client is, I have kids that are 5 that
Mhm.
enjoy it and need it, and or don't know they need it but enjoy it. But then I have customers that are, 60 plus,
Right.
that are frequent. I also, because I offer a sugar free version of my granola, I have a lot of people that are either diabetic, pre-diabetic, or need to watch the sugars that they put into their body.
Mhm. Yeah, actually, that's one of the things I see in granola a lot. People think, oh, yogurt and granola is a really healthy snack. But when you look at the sugar content in granola from the store and yogurt from the store, you end up at a really high sugar intake. So I think that this
Exactly.
is such an important thing to educate people, which I know you were telling me that you started to start teaching people a little bit about some of the healthier ways to eat. And can you describe what the classes look like and how do you get people involved with that?
Sure, sure. I'm going to be starting a new class in the next 3 weeks. Still need to book the location. I haven't found one yet, but it's going to be the one on the skinny of fats and sugar. So
Interesting.
just talking about the good fats for your body, because our bodies are made of fats.
Mhm.
Our brain are 60% fat.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, during the 80s and 90s, we deprived our bodies of all the good fats.
Yes.
So now we need to feed our bodies and feed our children's bodies.
Mhm.
And then just watching the kind of sugar we have. We do need sugar for energy, but we don't need a ton of sugar for energy.
Mhm.
And if we do have sugar, it's better to have real cane sugar, maple syrup, honey, those type of things, coconut sugar.
Yeah, I think that's a hard I don't want to say pill to swallow, but really it is a hard pill to swallow. We've been in just trained like non-fat, non-fat, non-fat. That's what we want. And it turns out that the new research evidence is showing that that leads to higher, cancer and heart disease and all of these other things, even though, we've been trained to not, to eat margarine instead of butter, right? And
Exactly.
it's a whole new thing to learn. And so I know you're really smart about all of that stuff. So that class would be amazing. So what would you tell someone who is skeptical about the products that you offer?
Skeptical about products. Well, they're always freshly made.
Hmm.
If you buy them in the store, the longest they'll ever be on the shelf is probably 4 months. An
Oh,
average shelf
where you
life.
said in the store, what stores are they available in there?
They are available at Deep Roots.
Awesome.
Um, we have snack size bags at Scuppernong's,
Oh, great. Okay.
Savory Spice, Pleasant Garden Market in Pleasant Garden,
Awesome.
um, the Budding Artichoke on Sandy Ridge Road
Mhm.
by the Piedmont Triad Farmers Market, and Bowie's Market in Winston-Salem.
Wow, that's awesome. Okay, so there's lots of places to pick up what you offer.
Yes.
So yeah, so anyone, my question would be more like if somebody's skeptical about less sugar, what would you say to them about maybe developing a palate for less sugar, and why is that important?
It's important for less sugar in the body. I'll answer that first, then go back to the other.
Okay.
Uh, because sugar, believe it or not, makes our bodies inflamed.
Hmm.
Our bodies don't like it, so our immune system has a tendency to get a little too excited. And think of the Pac-Man that goes around and gobbles all those creatures. The immune system will then find things to gobble in our body that it's good. It's a good guy instead of the bad guys.
Interesting. Yeah.
Um, Developing a palate for less sugar is a gradual process. You
Hmm.
have to just learn to just take one thing out.
Hmm.
I have a great teacher, Andrea Nakayama, has said basically crowd out the bad foods by bringing in the good foods.
Hmm.
So if you start bringing in some better things for your body, maybe more vegetables,
Hmm.
or maybe more nuts, or a little bit of the fruits that are not as high in sugar into your body, you'll have a tendency to be able to push out the stuff that you shouldn't really be eating, or you should only be having maybe once a month
Right.
or
Yeah. Right. As a splurge, not as a part of your daily routine. Yeah.
exactly, exactly.
Okay. I love that. That's good information. Um, okay. So can you share? I feel like you already did this. You already shared a little bit about your daughter using it. How is she doing now? You adjusting her diet. What is her health like now?
Her health is doing amazing. It wasn't just the diet. We had to do a lot of functional medicine, which is
Sure.
treating the root cause of the disease
Hmm.
versus throwing medication at it.
Hmm.
She's doing amazing, long as she doesn't get exposed to things that would trip off her immune system, which might be foods or bugs and viruses that are out there that
Mhm.
we all have to live with.
Right.
But she's doing amazing. She's an honor student, very bubbly, very outgoing, helpful.
Yeah.
But I will say it was a long road getting there because she had a lot of social emotional problems prior to us uncovering what was going on.
Sure. But what I love about that story is you realize, okay, something else must be going on. A lot of people are dealing with emotional and social kind of things. And that really is inspiration to dig a little deeper and see if we can get to what's underneath here. Why is that happening?
Yeah,
Instead of just, at the surface level being like, well, I guess we'll just medicate that, or we'll, right? That's usually
exactly.
where we land. So that's awesome, Mary. Thank you for sharing. Okay, lastly, what's one thing that you do personally to stay your healthiest on a daily basis?
Well, one thing I used to do personally all the time was run, but I just
Mhm.
broke my foot last month.
That was tricky.
So I'm not running right now, and I'm finding it a little bit more of a struggle of doing any sort of physical activity that I like to do, like running or yoga.
Mhm.
So interesting enough, I just recently came from a wellness class, and I used to do mindfulness all the time.
Mhm.
And this one happened to be about mindfulness, and it reminded me we did a bit of mindfulness,
Mhm.
and it reminded me how wonderful and beneficial that is. So I'm
Mhm.
probably going to replace my physical activity with some mindfulness until I can get active again.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, I've been diving deep into that too, and we'll have some people there talking about mindfulness
Hey,
at our expo. So I'm excited, and I'm excited that you'll be there. I think it's going to be such a great group, and everyone. I'm getting just such good feedback about the excitement of people to just have this kind of one-stop shop to see what the triad has to offer, and to get inspired to try new things. So I'm really thrilled that you're going to be a part of that. But anyway, everybody, thanks for jumping on. Mary, thanks for being on our call. If you have any questions for Mary, you can reach out to her. Actually, Mary, what's the best way for people to get in touch with you?
I would say either email me at paleolovemunch@gmail, or just reach out to me on Facebook or Instagram at Paleo Love Company.
Awesome. Okay. Yeah, she does keep a good Instagram account, so check that out for sure. But of course, come and see us in person. I think she's going to have samples for us to try. So,
Oh yes, I'm gonna have samples of the granola,
yay,
definitely.
good.
And if I make enough donuts tomorrow, I might have.
That's right. We didn't talk about donuts. Yes, donuts. Cool. All right, great. Well, I can't wait to see you, Mary. Thank you again. And everyone, have a really great day.
Yep. Thank you for the opportunity.